Willie, what was the preparation like for this game? It seemed like you guys came out and really just ended things quickly.
Um, we had a great week of practice. Just like last week, our guys came out, was really focused the entire week, and I got to say we had some extra incentives. A lot of trash talking during the week really got our guys motivated and ticked off, and and it was controlled, ticked off. They controlled it, and but they prepared really well to go out there and try to play our best ball game.
Willie over here.
Over here on the right.
Thank you. How much did you enjoy it, Willie?
I wish you could see me after this. It really show you, but I enjoyed it a lot. But I really enjoyed it more for our seniors. For those guys to go out and get a victory in Austin Stadium in the Civil War game before they left here was really important to me and to the rest of the team that we go out and play well for those guys. And those guys have done everything I asked for them and really help change the culture in our football program. And those guys they didn't want to leave here with another loss against Oregon State. So they all stepped up and took care of business. So, but really happy for them.
A lot of those guys had to wait a full year to get back on the field against Oregon State, and over the last week, a lot of noise coming from the north. You talked about that briefly, but just what was that post-game locker room like right now?
Excited. They were excited. Just like any other win, very, very excited. Guys cheering each other, hugging each other, especially the seniors. They had on their raincoats. They said it was raining touchdowns. So they put on their raincoats.
In the middle.
Just speaking of your seniors, how well did Royce Freeman play today, and what'll the process be like as he examines whether or not to play in the bowl game?
I don't know how that process worked. We haven't talked about that at all. Royce played well. Royce played like he normally plays. He whenever he got an opportunity to go out and compete, he's gonna go do it and give you everything he has. And it was great that he got the record today and got some of the yardage and things that he wanted. He played well. Our offensive line did a great job. Kanai played well. We didn't even talk about a bowl game, whether he played or not. That would be up to Royce. And if he decided to play in it, we're all gonna love that. If he decide not to, then we'll deal with that too.
Middle. Matt.
7 straight scoring drives, 8 of your first 9, 112 yards, I think, allowed in the first half. What was more impressive to you, your offense or your defense, and why?
I was really impressed with all of them, special teams too at the time. Both of them. They did what they were supposed to do. We talk all year about trying to play a complete ball game, and those guys were feeding off each other, and we got the ball, went down and scored, and then defense came out and did what they were supposed to. So they both played lights out, but they both did what they were supposed to do in this game.
Over on the right.
Your season's not over yet, but your regular season is. What do you think you'll remember most? Did this regular season go by fast for you? What will you remember most from this first one in Eugene?
I'm gonna remember all the wins, forget all the losing. No, but I don't know what I remember the most. I remember it all. It was a great experience. It was great. It was a great learning lesson for our team. We got a lot of young guys on this football team, and I thought throughout the season there was a lot of times where we had to learn. When we was in that losing streak, again where we could have easily gave up and just went the other way. Our guys didn't do that. They stuck together and that helped. And but I guess if there's one thing I can say is just how this football team came together. And the things that I was preaching to them from the beginning about we can't go anywhere if we don't care about each other and if we don't play for each other. And I can honestly say all these young men care about each other now, and it played a big role in our success this year.
Tyson, back middle.
How did you decide to pull the trigger on icing the kicker before the half?
You like that? That was a good call, wasn't it? That was pretty sweet. We didn't want him to score. We had timeouts, so that was a long field goal. And at first, coach was like, "Call a timeout." Coach Levitt was like, "Coach, call a timeout." Then it was like, "Oh, we fine." Then it was like, "Well, we might as well ice him." So let's ice him. Let's do it, and it worked.
Little Jesse, third row.
What's that meant to your team to have Justin Herbert back on the playing field these last couple weeks?
It meant the world to our football team. Justin he's our franchise quarterback, and not only to our offense. I thought it meant something to our entire football team. When he came back, it just inspired everybody having him back, and that's just the kind of guy that he is, and kind of football player that he is. He's special, and he inspired everybody else to play at a high level, and it made a world of a difference for our football team.
Jen, on the right.
So I was curious whose idea it was to wear the raincoats tonight.
I don't know. We didn't wear them until the end of the game, I think. It started raining touchdowns, so they wanted to put on the rain jackets.
Coach Dylan Mitchell. Dylan Mitchell, can you just talk about him a little bit? He had a great game. Seems like he's improved throughout the year. Had a little injury there for a little while, but seems like he's really primed for a great season next year based off this too.
He is. Dylan has been a great team player throughout this entire season, and I would say that about all those receivers. They're early when they wasn't getting as many catches. Those guys wasn't complaining or anything. They just did whatever we asked them to do, and it helped big time. But getting Justin back and allowing Dylan to do some of the things that he do well was big, and tonight's game was really big for him. But Dylan and I talked, and just say he's due for one of those games, and I was glad to see that he came out and had the game that he had tonight, and see the smile on his face. I know he appreciate this game big time. We do too.
Coach,
We'll go one more question.
I apologize if this was already asked, but what does it mean to you to win this game on your first try, and to kind of get a little bit of redemption after last year and what the guys went through?
It meant the world. I definitely didn't want to be that coach that go to this offseason with a loss to the school up north. Didn't want to be that guy, and I can tell how miserable it was just throughout the whole offseason. That's all you hear, and then you start hearing about. I knew when they pulled out the raincoat, it was over. It was over. Like, are you kidding me? But that was that team and not this team. So meant the world. Meant the world to me, meant the world to our guys, meant the world to our fan base to get the Ducks back in the win column.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you very much.
Books.
Hey, I enjoyed you all this year. Appreciate you all.